All right, top of the day to you folks. I'm Papa Myshire Farm, builder of things. You can find us on Myshire Farm on YouTube. Today we're going to talk about a cistern. A cistern is a holding tank for water. You hear me talking about water a lot. But I want to show you our water system. So these pipes go to a holding tank, a big concrete tank, not unlike what you'd bury somebody in the coffin, but it's 7,000 gallons. So this is the pressure tank. It comes out of there, it goes into this bypass, it goes into a sediment filter, a carbon filter, and then a UV filter, and then up and over to the distribution, which we'll go into now. This is our little root cellar where we have everything. These are our beef, poultry, pork freezers. Another nugget here, we do geothermal here. We like it pretty good. We've had some maintenance type stuff after 8 years, but I guess that's the way it goes. This is our PEC system. I like this because if we were in a emergency situation, I can turn off bathroom number 2 lavatory. I can turn off master bath. I can turn whatever I want off that would keep it from leaking ever. So I like that we can just simply eliminate any possible leaks. This pressure tank goes to the well. So, and then this says our well is out of water, don't keep pumping, because we do run out of water. That's why we have a cistern. So we got about 75 gallons in the well. When that's gone into the holding tank, into the cistern, then the pump turns off for a period of time, and then it pumps again until it's dry. This is our these are necessities. These are niceties, and these are just luxuries. So we got solar here and generators, so we have to switch these things over depending on what we're using. So it's kind of elaborate, but I didn't know any other way to get around it. So that's downstairs, and we'll go up and we'll take a look at a cistern. I don't, because I don't even know how many people even know what a cistern is or why you would have one. But, I see on these, prepper and homestead and whatever, that people want to buy land. They want to buy a chunk of property. And where should I buy property? Where do you recommend buying property? Well, my recommendation is where there is water. You can't, air's number 1, water's number 2, food's number 3, shelter's number 4. If you ain't thinking about water, you've skipped number 2. So, and the air has got its own problems, but we assume it's somewhere. So, this is our cistern, and you can see here by the dead spot how big it is, and it's 7-8 foot tall, and it's 24 inches deep or so. But this is full of water, and I checked it this morning, and it was full of water, which is handy. I'm glad, because I've been watering the garden with it. So that's the cistern, and that's one of 3 cisterns on the property. We had, when we built the new barn, we had to, we knew we were going to use a lot of water for the birds, and so we had to kind of decide, are we going to do another well, or, and if we do another well, we're going to have another well that doesn't produce very much, or are we going to put another cistern in and hope that works. It's a lot less expensive than a well. And then if it doesn't work, then we'll put another well in afterwards. But it's been working out fine. So we put a cistern in for Zach and Jenna's house there, and their 5 children. And so it's been working out fine, and they have the same filtration: sediment, carbon, UV. We take our water here pretty serious. We like to think we keep us healthy. I've got a little sub pump. It's just a sub pump in the pond here that I plug in, and that's how I'm watering this new grass, which is kind of insane to be trying to plant new grass in July, but by golly, it's coming up, strangely enough. So now I'm going to kind of expand into tanks. You can, if you want to go over there, that's Zach's well, and then that's their cistern with that little gooseneck up there, and theirs is 5,000 gallons, but it's staying full. You know, even if you have, you know, 3 gallons a minute or something, you do how many minutes in a day, and you've got a lot of water. So if you're using water during the day, normally, you know, by night, your tank's full again. And I like the idea of having water. You can have a well, but if you don't have electricity, you're going to have a hard time getting that water out. So even if we have no electricity, we still got our, you know, 7,000 gallons and 5,000 gallons that we can take out with a bucket if we have to. So that's better than not having any water at all. So there's that. And of course we would be flushing the toilets with pond water and not wasting our drinking water. So we talked about in previous videos this water tower here. How are we doing on our time, Doug? We're good. And how that all recirculates, and the only water that really gets rejuvenated is from the roofs of the barn. And that tank is working out pretty good. So that is a gasoline tank that I bought for $250 delivered. And so now we're talking a little bit about tanks and what else you could do with tanks. Now there's another cistern that I planted early on in being here, and that tank starts about here and goes all the way over to that barrel there. And it is kind of a cool thing, because years ago, a guy his dad and the guy I went to high school with, they put in the field tile. Most farms in Ohio have tile underneath the ground to take the water away so it doesn't get soggy. But, and this is no exception. This, of course, there's been drier than dry and there's nothing in here. But that down there to my right is the field tile that we interrupted, and it goes into that tank that's underground here. So if the water's running, it fills that tank up, and then the tank gets full and it backs up and then goes on its merry way, as you know, the way it used to go before. So it's not surface water, but it's not well water either. So it has, you know, 3 or 4 foot of dirt filtration going on before it gets into there. And I used it for our garden, and if we would have no electricity, we would use it for our cattle. So this tank here goes into this tank, and we can pump, when things are good, we can pump water out of here into the pond, which is pretty handy. So, and we have a hand pump over there, so that if we didn't have electricity, we could water the cattle out of this 10,000 gallon tank without electricity. So it's kind of pointed in the right direction to water. We'd put a gutter or something up there to get the water going. So how are we doing on our time, Zach? So this here is yet again another one of these 10,000 gallon tanks. This kind of our signature thing here, our Hobbit house. It is our root cellar. Be honest with you, we haven't used it last couple years, but I hope to be growing some mushrooms here soon for the pizza oven, and I hope to be doing that here. It is 60 degrees in here or something like that. It's very pleasant in here. So I hope it's ideal for the mushrooms. I never really did mushrooms before, but I'm excited about giving it a go because we got to do it for the pizza oven. So that, I guess when I open this up, because this is one of those tanks. So it's was a 10,000 gallon tank that I cut the end off of, and they're normally 33 foot long or something like that, but this is kind of what you get. But for a bomb shelter or a tornado shelter or something like that, it would be ideal for that. You have to be careful where you bury it. Now, I'm going to kind of tease you here a little bit on this. This guy here is yet another tank, and we're making a new pig pen. That's the old pig pen. We're making a new pig pen that's underground, so it's a little cooler in the summer and a little warmer in the winter. And maybe even yet today we'll be doing a video on how that all happens. That building there is our smokehouse. We probably someday maybe we'll get to the smokehouse and the butcher shop. The butcher shop is through those big doors there. We do all of our butchering here. We butcher a cow, 2 pigs, a couple hundred chickens every year. So yeah, and maybe just a few quail. Yeah, maybe just a few. So that's Duke. It's Duke. He's a pig. Yeah, Duke. And so that's Papa at Myshire Farm, and Duke's going to sign off for me. Be sure to watch us on Sunday night with our live video question and answer. I think I'm supposed to be on this next Sunday, answer any of your build questions. And yeah, if you're not playing in the mud, you ain't playing. Papa, signing off.